Hi and welcome back to my channel. So the Maga camp has been split into two groups, the conservatives and those who believe in the arguments that the H1B visa needs to be expanded to accommodate a lot of skilled migrant workers, and those who've been hiding racism under the guise of conservatism. There's been a lot of tweets from both camps and it's been sparking debates within the Asian community and the Trump's conservative camp, who work jointly and mobilized to get Donald Trump elected. Now that it's time for them to share the spoils of war, racism is beginning to creep in. I want us to quickly look at this analysis briefly, then I come back to share my thoughts about the developing story.
A visa war is unfolding in the United States of America. It has pitted Donald Trump supporters against each other and Elon Musk against hardcore Maga. At the center of it is the H1B visa. This is a special category of temporary US visas. They're given to highly skilled immigrants like engineers or IT professionals. The far-right Trump supporters do not like it. They do not like the H1B visa. They believe it will take away American jobs. But tech bros are big fans of it. They say the H1B will bring talented migrants to America. Now, for the past few days, these two camps have been clashing, sort of like a MAGA civil war. And now Donald Trump has weighed in on the debate. Listen to what he said, and I'm quoting, "I have many H1B visas on my properties. I've been a believer in H1B. I have used it many times. It's a great program." This is what Donald Trump has said. He's siding with the tech bros, with the likes of Elon Musk. He supports them. He says the H1B is a great visa program. But frankly, this has gone beyond visas. This is about racism now. Trump spent years whipping up white supremacy. He villainized migrants, both skilled and unskilled. And now suddenly he's reformed? Well, his base hasn't. They're spewing venom on social media. An Indian American lawmaker called out this racism. Look at the replies on his post. I'm quoting some of them. "Go back to your third world country and fix the policies there." Oh, wait, they don't even have policies. They just play in mud all day. And this is just one example. Most of the replies are asking him to return to India. And remember, this is a congressman we are talking about, an American lawmaker. When Vivek Ramaswamy supported H1B, the same thing happened. Listen to this. I'm quoting again. Honest question. What percentage of Indian households have flushable toilets? I'll give you another example, and I'm quoting here. "They are not our people. Good luck selling pagan veganism as an American trait." This is the reality of Donald Trump's core base. America first is not a political slogan for them. It's a racist slogan, which basically means white people first. And they're using the H1B to channel that hatred. So tonight, let's also take a closer look at this visa. Why is it so controversial? And where does India feature in this debate? The H1B is a temporary work visa. It is first issued for a period of 3 years. After that, you can get it extended, or you can apply for a green card, basically a permanent residency. But there is a cap on this visa. The US only issues 85,000 H1B visas every year. Most of these are for computer-related jobs, and Indians dominate this field. Look at the data from the last financial year. Indians accounted for 72% H1B approvals. The Chinese are a distant second with 11%. Now, some of the big names in tech have used this visa, like Google's Sundar Pichai and Microsoft's Satya Nadella. So when governments meet, it's always a big issue. India pushes for H1B reforms. The US tries to delay it. That's been the template so far. But the Indian Commerce Minister said that's all in the past, that H1B won't be a point of discussion in bilateral talks going forward, meaning it won't be a big issue anymore. And he said this in October. Cut to December, we are talking about it again, all thanks to Donald Trump. He curbed H1B visas in his first term as president. In 2016, the visa denial rate was 6%. By 2018, it shot up to 24%. And by the time he left office, 2021, it was 13%. And this drop was not because Trump changed his position. It was because of legal challenges, because the rejected applicants decided to fight. Now, Trump 1.0 was firmly anti-immigration. Mexicans, Indians, Chinese, it did not really matter for him. Trump was courting the hardcore conservative vote. So any immigration was bad. This time, though, his coalition is different. It includes tech bros like Elon Musk, and they love the H1B visa. Musk himself came to America on the very same visa. His company Tesla obtained more than 700 of them this year. Elon Musk says he will go to war for H1B.
Wow. So this is what is happening from Trump's base. And you know, Trump has always waved this sentiment amongst his supporters. And now I think the Trump 2.0 is going to be slightly different. He knows he has nothing to lose after this tenure. So I think he would want to do whatever would help his agenda. Not just his interest alone, because he has said it that he has H1Bs on his own business. So Trump is also going to be looking at what his tech bros and other allies will benefit from, not his core base. I've always thought about this and it's playing out. While Trump was able to mobilize his core base using all forms of sentiments, I know at a point he would likely throw them under the bus. And this reminds me of some of the things I hear some of our African American brothers and sisters say, even on the comment section. Go back to your country, go and fix your country and all that. Migration will always happen. I continue to say this. As long as the world exists, people will migrate for many reasons. Job is one of the reasons why people migrate. I remember in the 60s, 70s, Indians, Sri Lankans, and other Asians migrated massively to Africa. We still have a lot of them in Nigeria, and they thought they occupied different positions, and that was when the economy of Africa was really good. The dollar was even weaker than the currencies of most African countries, including Nigeria. And they had a pretty decent family lives there. They thought, they worked hard, and they were able to contribute. And there was never a time when anybody asked anyone to return to their own country. America, Britain, and Europe, most of these countries have investments in other parts of the world. They live in other countries as well. The argument is about visa, the H1B visa. And the Asians are taking advantage of this visa category a lot, about 84% or thereabout. Meanwhile, our own fellow blacks, African Americans, are angry that other Africans are migrating into the United States. I won't say all African Americans, just a select few who don't even know how the world works. Where does the black population fit in the entire argument that is going on? This argument is largely between the European whites and Indians and the Chinese. Where is the black population in this whole scheme of things? I'm sure we're not even going to make up to 1% of the population. And instead of us collaborating to see how we grow our economy and become a topic of discussion and debates, we rather will want to hate on each other and tear ourselves down. One question I'd like to ask us today is, why is the black population always tearing one another down? Why are we always fighting one another? I could see Vivek Ramaswamy fighting for other Asians to get into America. That's an American Indian that was born in America. You never hear him say, stay back in your country and fix your country. No, he's making justifications. Meanwhile, some African Americans will do everything they can to despise other Africans that want to migrate into the US. You need to go and read in comment sections, particularly on Kendra G. Single's show, and hear what they say about Africans. Very despicable things some of them would say. You are Nigerian, go back to your country. Oh, he's looking for a green card. And these are the kind of stigma, discriminations coming from fellow African Americans who share the same race with one another. I think the black population needs to learn from this debate. But for the Indians, I'm only watching, I'm smiling. Because when the election was in the corner, they all worked together. They all were talking about America first. They were able to mobilize the Indian and the Asian community to vote Donald Trump. When it's time for them to share the spoils of the war, the race card begins to play. And you see all kinds of tweets, discriminatory messages, accusations and insults, just to show hatred against a particular race. And I want to ask this question. Do you think that, looking at the volume of populations, opportunities that exist, can the labor force in the United States accommodate the jobs that are available? I don't think this is feasible, because if it were, why should these guys be looking elsewhere to hire their employees? It's an opportunity for us to expand this argument. And within the black community, we need to also ask ourselves, what are the Asians bringing to the table? And what is the black population doing? Beyond the discrimination, the hatred, the hate messages, and all kinds of derogatory statements that we throw at ourselves. How can we learn from these people, and how can we get to the table with values? Because as we speak, we're only struggling. We're not found on that table. Even Elon Musk is not a black South African. I'm not discriminating against him in any way. I won't do that. But it's a lesson for us to learn that the black population has been bickering for too long, and the black population must learn from what is happening. We need to lace up our boots, hit the ground running, and meet everyone on this table. I know it's a tall order. It's going to be far from us for now, but a journey of 1,000 miles always begins with a step. I love to read your comment on this burning issue. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And I say thanks for watching.